Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Linux lovers and everyone around the world. My name is Walid Hassan and here is my next video in Linux Capsule's channel. We are still within the second capsule, what we can do with what is called files. Section 4, Matching File Names. As described in Section 1, all files on a Linux system are stored on file systems which are organized into a single inverted tree of directories known as a file system hierarchy. And in Section 2, we have described the two things that are used for locating files, the absolute path and relative path. Also, in Section 3, we had described how to manage files and directories, which involves creating, deleting, copying, and moving those files or directories to help organize files logically. Now let's talk about something called file globing, path name expansion. If you remember in Section 3, I have used the command ls-lr/tmp/capsule*, which will list the content of any directory under /temp. Let's try this command again. ls-lr/temp/capsule*. As you can see, it listed the files and directories under /temp, which starts with the word capsule. We will talk about the asterisk and some other similar things during this capsule. The bash shell has a path name matching capability historically called globing, abbreviated from the global command file path expansion program of early Unix. The bash globing feature, commonly called pattern matching or wildcards, makes managing large numbers of files easier, using meta characters that expand to match file and path names being sought. Commands perform on a focused set of files at once. Pattern matching. Globing is a shell command parsing operation that expands a wildcard pattern into a list of matching path names. Command line meta characters are replaced by the match list prior to command execution. Patterns, especially square bracketed character classes that do not return matches, display the original pattern request as literal text. Let's try it in practical life. We will use ls command as a simulation, and I have created some files under Filenames directory. Let's do pwd. It's under /home capsule1/filenames. Let me clear the screen. ls. I have created those files in advance. You can create them now using touch command. First, pattern asterisk. If you do ls then asterisk, it will list any string of 0 or more characters. Let's press enter. It has done the listing of all files under that directory. Let's try first simple pattern matches using asterisk and question mark. If we do LSA asterisk, it will show files that starts with a character then any number of characters. If we do the same command but asterisk a asterisk, it will display the files that contains the letter A in the name. As shown, the result is expanded to display the files that contains A in the name, if it's in the beginning or in the middle or at the end. To get the list of files that starts with A or C character at the beginning, then any number of characters, we can do ls, then square brackets, then AC, then close the square brackets, then asterisk. As you can see, it displayed the files that starts with A at the beginning or C at the beginning, then any number of characters. If we want to list the files that contains 4 letters in the name, we can do ls, then 4 question marks. Here are the list of files that contains 4 characters in the name. If we want to list the files that contains 5 characters in the name, we add more question mark, so 5 question marks, enter. Here are the files that contains 5 characters in the name. Next mark, tilde mark, which is referring to the home directory. If we want to list the content of the home directory, we can do ls, then the tilde mark, then enter. It will display the content of our home directory for that user, Capsule 1, which is the same, exactly the same as ls/home capsule 1. Let's do pwd. If we want to display the contents directory, which is under the home directory, we can enter the list of files we have created in advance. If we want to echo the default path of the Filenames directory, we can do echo command, then tilde, then file names, the directory name. It will display the full path of that directory, the same as the file. For example, echo file names, then donk. It will display the full path to that file. Let me clear the screen. Brace expansion. Brace expansion is used to generate discretionary strings of characters. Braces contain a comma-separated list of strings or a sequence of expressions. The result includes the text preceding or following the brace definition. Brace expansions may be nested one inside another. Let's try that. If we want to generate list of file names starting with some words, then ends with .log, for example, we can do that using echo command. Then let's open brace, then test1, test2, test3, close the braces, .log. This will generate list of file names, test1.log, test2.log, test3.log. Let's press enter. Now the file names have been generated. Remember, those file names does not exist or not created yet under the current directory. If we want to check this, no such file or directory for each of them. Let's do the same, but for a sequence of numbers. For example, echo, then test, then brace from 1 till using 2 dots, 10, then close the brace, dot text. This will generate 10 files starting with test1.text, tell test10.txt. Here is the result output. The same, if we want to not to use character A to character Z, we can do the same, but we will change 1 to A, then to Z. This will echo test A dot text tell test Z dot text files. Enter. Here is the result. We can combine this together to have a combination of the A1 or A2 and so on using the same echo command. So let's try that. Test brackets A tell C, for example, then 1 tell 3 dot text. This will generate those list of files: A, B1, test, C. Not both. Comma means to use just those characters. If we want to have the and number 2 by the same here, this will generate more files: 1.txt, test A2.txt, and 3, B1.txt, B2.txt, B3.txt, C1.